Thank God. Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of the Reality Roundup. I'm Maddie. That is Mariama.
Hi.
Let's get to it.
Yeah, let's get started. What are we doing here today, Maddie?
This is episode 15 of
15.
this season of the Challenge Battle of the Eras. I think this episode is in my thin era, something like that.
Thinking thin era.
Damn. Okay, so close. Okay, well, let's get to it.
Yeah, let's get it started. What are your
What do
thoughts?
you I was
Where's
gonna
my
ask you,
notebook?
what are your original
No,
thoughts?
what are your thoughts? To be honest with you, I watched this episode on like Thursday morning, and I usually
Hmm.
don't watch the episodes that early, so I don't remember much of what happened.
And this is why I take notes. I watched it, I did watch it yesterday. Today's Sunday, right? Yes. I watched it yesterday. It was an okay episode. I mean, it certainly wasn't my favorite of the season.
I agree.
But I also recognize that like we're building to the final, and so we just kind of have to get through some things.
I think that like the alliances and the sort of the like narrative pieces that we spent a lot of time setting up over the last few episodes, they've just kind of ran stale at this point,
Mm,
and there isn't going to be much of a shakeup between now and the final, so it was like pretty boring, I will say. We were, and also the like daily challenge wasn't like particularly exciting either, so there wasn't like a
no.
super exciting drama nor like super exciting like competition, so it was a very just like flat episode. You're
Yeah.
just kind of just like
Yeah.
watching, like slowly marching to the end. I will say I'm very disappointed that we're not going to a final. I forgot, especially because we took a week off last week, but like I
Hmm.
forgot that there's still 5 men and 5 women. I hate it. I hate it. Like, let's just start the final. I wish we were starting the final next episode.
No, we
You
got
know.
that car thing that I've been interested in next episode, I think.
Yeah.
How many people do we normally go into a final with? Or is there a
Um
normal, I should say?
Yes, there is. Usually you'd go with, if in a format like this, you'd go with three and three, 3 men, three
Mm.
women. Recently, we've been doing four and then doing like a purge or like an elimination midway through the final. I don't like that format as much. Like, I don't really care for that. I want to
Did we
just,
not do a rank at the end of like first, second, third?
well, yes,
So then why is there a fourth person?
so they can be eliminated, because it was like a spice, like a way to like spice things up during one of the seasons, like where
Hmm.
we just, I forget. I want to say it was like Spies Lies. It may have been something else, but like one of those. No, not Spies Lies. That was played in pairs, I think. Whatever it was, like we eliminated somebody in the middle of the finals, and that was like exciting because it was new, and now we like keep doing it, and I don't really care for it.
Yeah, because I mean, if we're gonna do something like that, we might as well go to a final now with five people to make it actually.
I think we've done that too sometimes, and then just purge like 2 or 3 people like midway through in the final. I don't like that at all. I don't like any sort of like version of those
You
of
want like
that
the three
particular
people that
twist.
are going to be stack ranked
Yeah,
at
I
the
want
end.
I want everybody that is going to be like in the final, like that could possibly win money in the
Hmm.
final, to start.
The final. Yeah.
Right, to be the only people starting the final. What were your thoughts other than boredom?
Nothing really other than boredom. I completely agree with you that I feel like the storylines we've been playing with for a while now are kind of like we're still hinging on them a little bit, even though
Mm-hmm.
they're not as impactful, if you will. And then obviously we got more feet jokes, and I was like, oh, for the love of God, we get the feet thing by now.
Yeah, I mean, I think we start off with Cara and Cory. Cara and Cory made it
Mm.
official, which again, why this was ever like a thing that like Cory was weighing out his options, that was kind of crazy to me. Um, yeah, so Cara and Cory are in the mix. He saved her, and
Hmm.
he saved Tori last time and sent in. Um, Hold on, he saved her. He saved Tori.
Are you talking about
No, no.
targets?
Oh, he saved her and Tori because Rachel had one. I thought, I was like, is
Mm.
are there? I thought, I was like, because I knew that we have 5 women going into next episode, and then
Hmm.
I was like, wait, if he saved her and Tori only, then that means we're already at 5. But I
Yeah.
forgot that Rachel was the one that won. he saved her and Tori and sent in Jenny, Aviv, and Michelle.
Yeah.
Um, and the only other thing that I have from this point, we saw was there Jordan, Tori, Kyland, and Michelle. Who were the four that kind of got together after that, or was it Cory and Cara? Was that it?
I pre-challenge, I only have Cory and Cara.
There's a four that get together and talk in. I think it was yeah. I think it was Jordan,
Are you talking about when
Tori.
Bananas was upset?
Mm-mm. No, no, no. Jordan and Tori have a conversation with two other people, one man and one woman, and they kind of decide to like form like a loose alliance basically to protect and look out for each other. Um,
Who else could it be?
I believe it
Dare.
was Corey, because I think this was Corey coming off of his win and just kind of getting in and talking. But like the card thing is the only thing that doesn't make sense because like Jordan historically doesn't respect or like Carr very much.
Yeah,
Um, well, we can move on if you don't have anything here. I
I
I
do
mean I
not.
did see Tori. I mean I know Tori did have a conversation with Jordan and Corey at one point. Um, and then we saw the Angels and Bananas kind of have a conversation, talk about how crucial it was that they win or whatever it was. But can we
Banana.
get to
Are they Bananas angels? Johnny's angels? What are they?
who cares?
I don't know at this point in
It's
time.
the joke has already like exhausted me.
Very true. Onto the challenge itself.
Yeah, yeah,
It's called Tight Quarters.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
It confused me a little bit in practice because I thought I understood the rule, or I thought I understood the map originally, but very long story short, they have these already existing tunnels that were clearly gorilla tunnels, but anyway, in the jungle, and you had to travel individually one at a time through the tunnel, um, pick up or solve a slide puzzle, pick up a box of puzzle pieces, travel through another tunnel, emerge, cross overland back into another tunnel, make your way to the final place to escape from, and then solve the puzzle that you've been dragging along the whole time. And the person with the fastest, the man and the woman with the fastest time would be the winners.
Mm-hmm. Are
Mhm.
immune from elimination.
Yeah.
And then the slowest male would get a disadvantage in the next challenge, and the slowest female automatically sent to the arena.
Up to the
Um,
arena. Hmm.
what do you think of how this played?
I did not like the way that it was edited. Like at all, because I would have wanted to see more of people like actually in the tunnels. Like we get the slide puzzle a little bit because everybody struggles, even though at this point in time, I feel like almost every other puzzle has something to do with the number 40 or something. So at this point in time, we should figure that out. But I didn't like the way it was edited because I thought the most exciting part of it was the tunnels, was going to be
Mhm.
the tunnels, I guess I should say. And I feel like we didn't actually spend any time, that much time actually in the tunnels, watching people fight for their lives. Also, the bats, like
Yeah.
I assume you have to get all your shots before you show up to the challenge, but I was like, ravens? Are we not? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Bats terrify me. Well, I'm scared of like most animals, but like bats in particular, like are really, really terrify me. I don't like anything that can see me when I can't see it. Like
Very specific. Okay, I will take note.
I don't like that at all. And they can hang upside down and like yeah, like yeah, they're a
You
terrifying
don't like the bats,
they're a
yes.
terrifying thing. There was like an Amazing Race episode once where they had to like go into these caves to like bat caves essentially. I mean they've done it a few times, but there was one specifically where I think they were in like Thailand or Vietnam, and they had to go into this tunnel with like 10,000 bats to like retrieve their clue, and
Yeah.
the noise, the sound like that was playing on that
Uh,
episode was so disturbing to me.
well, they're essentially, actually, I don't actually know if they're rodents, but to me, they're rodents that
Yeah, for sure.
fly.
Yeah.
And I've had a few bad experiences, but anyway, I wanted to spend more time in like literally in the tunnels, like watching them fight for their lives, especially because Aviv got lost.
Yeah, I mean that was on Aviv. Like, there's a big old X like blocking off the way, and you decide to just like
Kick
Kool Aid
through it.
Kool Aid man yourself through it. Like,
I
yeah.
just thought that was very, very interesting. You can cut this obviously if you want, but any thoughts on the what I kind of interpreted was the controversial nature use of these tunnels for this purpose?
Did you think this was controversial? And I'm not cutting it. Do you think this was controversial?
I
It
was
seems like the government of Vietnam like has preserved these for like situations like this. Like, because I know that like when
okay.
you take
No,
like
I didn't
trips
think
to
about that.
Vietnam, like they will take you through like tunnels.
I
Like
don't know. It just like
these
originally
tunnels
it just felt a little weird to me. Like
um
I was like, why are we in these tunnels? But then it seemed fine, and it seems like a like you said.
we would have to ask a Vietnam War vet or a Viet Cong vet.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, what are these tunnels? I was also just like the size of, duh, I know, because it was supposed to be a hidden entrance, but the size of the entrance to the very first tunnel
This was the
freaked
most
me out.
controversial thing for me. I was like, wait, are we sure that everyone can fit through there? That was like my first thought.
I was thinking about Kyland, and obviously Theo was gone, but I actually was thinking about Theo. I was like, what if Theo had made it to this point? Would he have fit through that?
No, I would have actually been thinking about more like heavier people like CT or like Anissa or
Oh,
like I
true,
would have been
true.
thinking about like true big bones like
CT. But like I was kind of surprised that everybody fit in that small asshole.
that we will cut.
I was. I'm not surprised. It looked so small, like
No,
especially
it
when
was tiny.
TJ's
It was
holding the
like
little. But
it
then
was
of
it
course
was
TJ does come out of it, so I guess that was
it
fun.
was like so it was so tiny that like
It was
it
scary as
seemed like
hell.
it was just barely large enough for their helmets to fit in one orientation. So like think about
Yeah.
getting somebody's like shoulders through there.
Yeah. I
Um
mean, I guess the answer was obvious at that point in time because TJ literally comes out of the tunnel. So yeah. Which
well
oh,
no,
can
well
we
TJ's not a very large man. TJ's like five
okay.
nine, maybe like 171, like 180, 190, like whatever.
Was
Like
that
so that's
I
why I
don't
was like
know
thinking
if
about
he's
like
done other things like that, but I thought that was like for some reason I thought that was so funny the way he emerged from the ground like that. I was like, what? Okay.
He usually comes on a dirt bike. He's come Has he come by helicopter? He typically comes on like a boat, a dirt bike, an ATV, a
Mhm.
motorcycle, or a car, like something like that. This is
Yeah.
typically how he arrives to the
The
starting line.
tunnels. Yeah.
Um,
When he said there
what
were
did you?
fire ants in the tunnels, I was like, that's insane. Why do you, like you can get vaccinated against rabies, but you can't get vaccinated against being bit on the ass by some fire ants.
Facts.
Like, God, no.
What did you think about the competitors? This uh, like tor-
The
the
wins.
competitors. This
This challenge.
uh-huh.
I mean, because of the way it was edited, I didn't get like the information that I wanted about like have
Yeah.
everyone fighting their way through the tunnel. We spent a lot of time on the end puzzle, TJ's head puzzle.
Uh-huh.
Um, seems to have been minus of Eve getting lost. It seems like the end puzzle was really the make or break of the entire
Yeah,
challenge for
the real
people.
obstacle.
Yeah.
Well, to clarify, the puzzle, I think only three of the pieces were double sided.
Yes.
So it was a case of like if you didn't like, and I love this. I thought that was like brilliant. I like that they didn't make the whole thing double sided. I
Mm.
like that it was like random pieces that were like double sided because like you grab a few pieces, like you check them, they like nothing fishy is going on, so you're like, okay, I know exactly what's going on, and then you stop
Mm-hmm.
checking the rest of them,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get stuck later.
Did we have
Um,
this earlier? This I think I just burped. Ryan to put that
well,
puzzle
no,
backward.
Ryan just solved a black puzzle. Like he didn't like they weren't trying to trick him. Like there was stuff on one side and the other side was blank, and he just like solved it.
Tragedy.
He just like put it together with all of the blank sides up for some reason and never saw that there was a design on the other side. This one was
Tragedy.
like specifically designed to like kind of get you catch you off guard if you didn't like happen to notice it.
Yeah. Because that's
Um,
what happens to bananas. Because
it happens
he's
to a few people, and a few people see it. immediately. I think Rachel saw it immediately and made a comment about it. It didn't really help her much. It seems like the puzzle was still fairly challenging with just like people figuring out how to orient TJ's nose or cheeks or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Somebody was struggling with a lip at some point.
yeah, a few people. Like it just seemed like
Hmm.
all of every single part of it, people were struggling with like how to like
Hmm.
orient and place those pieces down.
Could you go
Um,
through those tunnels?
yes,
Would you go through
I
those tunnels?
actually really would I go through these tunnels? For $1 million, yeah. Like if I was in this competition,
Oh,
absolutely.
yes,
I
ma'am.
do everything they do, like except for like some of the eating challenges. But like everything else, yeah, like no problem. I also like really like things like this, like like being like I like I've only done a few haunted houses.
Oh,
Um,
I love haunted houses.
I don't typically like scary things, but I like the like feeling of like the adrenaline, which is why I love roller coasters and that type of stuff and like those like extreme sports.
Hmm.
So I would like I like I am, but I really like being in like tight like dark spaces. So I would enjoy that actually.
I don't disagree with you. I mean, I don't, roller coasters are too much for me, but I love a haunted house. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I'm always on the hunt for like a very scary haunted house. And in fact, I am on the hunt for one where they're allowed to touch you
I would
because
have probably gone through it like this. Like I would be terrified. Like the limiting factor would be the bats. I wouldn't be scared of the ants. Like it would be the bats and like the spiders, and I'd be like specifically afraid of things like crawling into like crevices on me in the
ooh,
dark.
ooh, 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 ooh.
So
Yes. Mhm.
I would have like that's like the only thing like that headband Cara had. I would have used that as like a mask, like covered my ears and my mouth. But other than that, I've been chilling.
I think I would be okay if you gave me goggles. Well, I mean, I wear glasses anyway, so I would need to figure that out. But I think that if I had goggles and like I knew probably nothing was gonna like fall into my eyes, I think I'd be fine.
Yeah.
Because that would be mine. Everywhere else is like you can do something about, but I cannot have
Yeah.
things in
And they
my
were
eye.
already wearing gloves. Like I'm cool.
Yeah, I can't have things in my eye. That would be it.
I don't like being dirty though. Like I like hate the sensation of like like dirt on me, like feeling dirty.
Yeah.
With very few exception. But like yeah, like rolling around like because I think like bananas. I saw Jordan like crawling on all fours, and bananas was like laid down and like sliding across the floor. I'm like, boy, you
Yeah, because he
tripping.
was like foot first at some point in time. And then Aviv was scampering like a chihuahua on all
Aviv
fours.
was
So
running. She was standing straight up. I can't believe she went the wrong way. Like for God's sakes, bro.
I don't even know where she came out, but like they had arrows and she was like, the arrows are pointing, and I was like, girl, you shouldn't even know that they're arrows. You're not supposed to be above ground.
Yeah, she
Oy
like
vey.
no, she went through like obviously there are multiple ways to get into each chamber. She
Yeah,
went through
the
an
X.
alternative route that was blocked off. She was like, "What is this?"
Do
I was
you think
like, I
do
was
you
like,
think
"It's
it
a
was blocked off
barricade."
enough?
Yes, it's an X. Like in what world? Like
I mean, I don't know. I felt like the sticks were a little bit ghetto.
it's an X. Like
Yeah.
nobody else is like no you nobody has been like, oh my god, I had to fight my way through that. Like they didn't even mention anything about that. Also,
Yeah,
it seemed like the room that she was supposed to go to had like a light. Like every time we
it
saw
did.
it, like there was like a like there was obviously light at the end of the tunnel that you should have been chasing. She went into she had to make a turn and went into the darkness.
Yes. I also like the fact that with the slidey puzzle,
And she was like, no,
it
disqualified. What are you
this
talking
with
about?
the slidey puzzle, there was a camera there because TJ's above ground, but like they were clearly like people just like standing there because you had to get checked and somebody was filming like
Yeah.
clearly steady cam. And so
Yeah.
I was like, those people are just like standing. They were in
I
there
would have been
all day.
laughing. She would have found me. I would have been cackling. um,
Oh, Aviv.
yeah, this was a long challenge. I don't know. I don't have anything else for this. It was really hard to gauge. Again, if you're not going to tell me the time it took everybody to complete it, it's
Yeah.
really hard to gauge like
Yeah.
people's um proficiency. I mean, I guess their navigation skills and their puzzle solving skills.
Yeah.
But other
Who
than
are our well, who are our winners?
Kyland and Tori,
And Miss Tori Deal. Yes.
big TD.
Hmm.
Um, anything else from this before we move on?
No, ma'am.
Okay. What happens next?
Post
I
challenge,
feel
we
like they
get
spent a lot of time on this little boring ass challenge. I'm not even gonna lie. It was like 30 minutes of the episode.
well, again, the episode with commercials is 90 minutes. So, and it never has wavered even anyway. After the challenge, we go back and we have Michelle's birthday party
Yeah,
or
I must
Michelle's.
say, like, I've been thinking this for a few episodes. It is so weird to see Cara on the challenge with friends. And it's like, it's very weird
So
to
I
see
thought you were gonna
Cara
say.
on the challenge friends with Tori, of all people.
Well, Tori says
Um,
that herself.
but like, yeah, the see Cara having friends is crazy. But let's move on. Michelle had a birthday.
That's fine. Yeah, Michelle had a birthday. Tori dressed as Devin. Michelle thought it was really, really nice. I don't think, do we get any game? Not gameplay. Do we get any strategy?
Well, Michelle and Kyland talked, and I was just hoping Kyland would do it for Nerys and throw Michelle in.
I thought that that's where, well, I didn't know anything about Nerys, but I did think that that's where we were going, that he was going to end up betraying, quote unquote, Michelle with the way that
It
they
wouldn't have been a
were.
betrayal. She came at him first last year.
Fair enough. Again, I say Michelle lasting in this game as long as she has is
I
interesting
must
to
say
me.
it's very impressive. Shout out to her. I don't think anything she's done has been impressive, but just the sheer fact that she's made it this far with
Yeah.
such a stacked cast of like she got the best hand that she could get. Like she went against no shade, Tina and an emotionally distraught Olivia. Like she got the best hand that she could get. Like the only thing that would have been better is she had like Katie.
And then she beat some Naya.
She beat
Is
Naya, which I thought,
Yeah,
which was a very impressive win for her. I can't like
yeah.
not for nothing. That was a very not because it was Naya, but because of like
The strength of the
the
elimination.
event
Yeah.
that they played.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, like very impressive season of the challenge for Michelle, even if she doesn't win, which I don't think she will. It's been her best game to date.
I love to, well, my semi love to hear that. And then the only other thing is we get Aviv talking to her husband, I think, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, we get Aviv talking to her husband. That's when I knew. As soon as I heard that FaceTime ringing, I said,
Oh no.
"Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
your time is done, son."
And then we go to Chambers,
Mm-hmm.
but Chambers isn't, I mean, Kylan gets the final say because it's a cross-gender thing. But oh wait, no, who automatically went into Chambers? Oh, Aviv, because she was
Aviv,
disqualified. And then it was her against
please
Michelle
look at the
and
camera.
oh God. It was her against, oh, this is not how I think at all. It was her against Michelle and Jenny?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because then it ends up being Jenny and Aviv in the actual elimination.
Do you think Kylan made the right decision here to throw Jenny in?
Mm, I mean, well, I don't know anything about their history. I was kind of hoping that he would throw Michelle in just to throw Michelle in because I thought that that would be a more interesting matchup between Michelle and Aviv. But apparently he owes Michelle or something like that. I don't know.
He doesn't owe Michelle. He is looking out for Michelle. Well, he says he owes her in the context of this game because she hadn't said his name,
Yeah.
but he owes her one for sending him against his two best friends multiple times in the last game that they played together.
Is that the flashback we get?
Yes,
Hmm.
from Battle for a New Champion.
Hmm.
And
Wasn't
the
that
only
last
thing,
season?
yes, that was season
Okay.
39. The only thing that I can think of why Kylan should have made a different choice is that I guess like because of the nature the format of the game, it may not matter who's so it's a men's elimination next week
Hmm.
and he can't be targeted now.
Who gets
Yeah, he's
who got the
fired. No. What I mean is the only reason why I thought it might be a good decision for is Michelle really gonna win power to save you, Kylan, in the way that you just saved her, like keeping you out of chambers. I mean, out of the
mm-hmm.
elimination round entirely. Like like she can keep you. away from a target if she goes in and wins again. But is she really gonna? If she ends up down there once more, like, do we? Who is she gonna be between Jenny, Rachel, Cara, and Tori? Like, she had a nice little win on Cara last
Yeah.
season. Cute. I don't think she can. I don't think she can double up back to back seasons on with any one of those names. So I'm just like, is it a time to maybe get somebody like Jenny to owe you one
I see what you mean
by
in terms
keeping
of
her?
what could be brought to the table instead of getting rid of something.
Yeah,
Yes. I mean, yeah, I feel like if you're
you throw Michelle in, maybe Aviv sends her home. You don't know the game, but even in the case that she does beat Aviv, um, she can't put a target on you because you're the winner. You're safe anyway, right? Just
yeah.
you could probably win again next week, or at the very least, well, I guess like there's five guys. Yeah, like if you're not the target and you're not in last place, you're not going to chambers anyway. You're not up. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
you're solid. You're sitting.
I mean, yes, if the goal would be to maintain the strongest women, then why would you keep Michelle, right? Like, or I guess maybe strongest women is the meanest thing to say,
It's the
but
correct terminology. It's the
yeah, okay,
correct phrasing. Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
especially
I just
if it's
wanted to see
against
it.
a
I don't
V.
know. Maybe I think he did. There's a part of me that does feel like he made a good choice for where the game is. Like it's hard to try to like solidify those sort of like loyalties, those alliances at this point
Yeah,
in the game because at this point in the game, people can be telling you anything just to save
yeah,
themselves, and then they might not even really have the flexibility to do anything different because there's so few names on the board. Um,
and I guess fracturing.
I just wanted to see him give it back to her the way she gave it to him last season. So that's what's motivating me mostly. But he probably made the most sound choice. Like you have someone who has voted with you until this point, who has protected you
Yeah,
when she had the opportunity, to go against
yeah.
you, and then
And
um,
if you choose Jenny, then no matter who goes home, Jenny or Aviv, you're fracturing the angels,
yeah, and also
which
like
is
you
yeah.
lose nothing choosing Jenny. Like you've already said her name a bunch of times. Like there's no,
As she
it's
reminded
not,
us.
yeah, it's not like you're pissing off a new person that's now like more motivated to like come back and get you.
Yes, yeah. And there's also just really not that many people left. So if we're gonna keep doing three targets, like you don't have a lot of wiggle room about who is and who is not a
Yeah, I mean
target.
we're gonna have three targets. Where how many men do we have now? Um,
So
are we
uh,
are we at five
Kyland,
men? Kyland,
Jordan,
Cory,
Derek,
Jordan, Derek, and Bananas.
five.
So we're at 5 and 5 now. We're at 5 men and 5 women now. I
Five
vote
women
to
left after this episode?
yeah. Aviva's gone. So Jenny, Rachel are two angels, Cara and
Tori.
Tori,
Tori
and
and
then
Michelle.
Michelle.
Yes. Okay. So we're five
Um,
even. Yeah.
we're 5 and 5. I hope we have a double elimination next episode. Like, don't drag this. This is when challenge seasons tend to lose steam in the modern era.
Mm,
Um, these last few votes tend to like drag on for me. But
yeah.
I hope they do a double elimination. That would be best case
Keep
scenario.
it even too. And then we have our four and our four. Yeah.
Yeah, and we just go into the final. I don't know. I haven't checked to see how many total episodes there are in the season. Um,
Ooh, I didn't check off this week's episode on my TV list.
but
Not really. Mm.
but anyway, so next thing we see Miss Rachel. Rachel's trying to pull in some um she's trying to shore up her line. She's trying to pull in some more soldiers, and she heads on to go and talk to Mr. Jordan.
hmm I mean,
Um, I feel
I
like
don't
we've
remember
seen
her.
this
Go ahead.
conversation already before. So
I don't think anybody said anything new,
well,
like in terms of tactically.
he said, I get it. You're betting on me and Bananas, and I'm betting on you and Tori. And if we can do something for each other, like they're both kind of going, "You're my number two. Am I your number two?" And that was the conversation. But I feel like
Yeah.
they've already had this conversation once before, anyway.
Yeah.
Um, then we see Derek, Jordan, Cara, and Michelle kind of get together, and I don't remember what they talked about, but they were just kind of Well,
I
I
mean,
think they
again,
talked
there's
about Derek being ready to be a target because Derek and Cory.
Derek said something in confessional that made me laugh, where he was like, this lady's got to get it together or something like
Yeah.
that. And I was like, yeah, that's fair. That's completely fair.
So let's get into the elimination round.
Yes, elimination call. Ooh, Iron Triangle.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, okay. And so it was literally, well, I don't know if it was literally iron, but it was a metal triangle inside, like open top cage with a 10-pound ball inside, and then the triangle itself was in a circle. So there was a little bit of room in like the I don't know geometry in the little spaces between the circle and the triangle. And the goal was to get the ball over the edge of the fence into the circle, but not out of the circle. Otherwise, it was a dead ball. And then the first person to 2 points wins. And it was a very physical game. It's just you and that person scrapping it out, trying to get that ball over the fence.
Yes.
Mhm.
Um, boring. Like if we want to do a physical elimination, hall brawl, pole
I knew you were
wrestle.
going to say that.
Like I would have honestly here, I would have loved to see like not so fast. Like that would have been a very exciting.
Do I know what that is?
I think I've shown it to you before. Let me make a note. I'll show it to you after the episode.
Mhm. We
Yeah,
haven't done a not so fast this season, then
we
I
haven't done a
guess.
not so fast this
Okay, then I
season,
definitely
but
know.
I would have loved to see like not so fast or like just classic challenge elimination round. Or just something like if we're gonna do something physical, let's make it something physical. Like
Mhm.
even the one what do they call it? They've got had different names for it, but it's like the game where they're tethered to each other back to back, and then they have to like race off and like drag your opponent to the other side of the arena to ring a
Oh,
bell
is
or
that the
press a button or
banana backpack situation?
it could be that or it could be the one where they are like there's room on the rope and you have to like
Hmm.
drag each other. It could be the backpack situation. It doesn't really matter. Like let's just why did they oh they did bring up the backpack because they want to make that happen so bad. Like let it go, y'all. Let it go. Was this really a backpack situation? No.
No.
Let it
I
go.
mean, Banana says that in confessional, like
They
y'all are
all
gonna,
say
yeah.
it because they're all looking for it's memed like they're you
But
know
that's what I'm saying.
bananas
Bananas
loves when
himself
bananas
literally says you're gonna play this clip like you do every
Bananas, no,
time.
Bananas loves when they, this is about him. Bananas put that in their head. He was like, please play the clip. And then he went into commercial. He put
Not
that
please clap like Jeb Bush.
um,
No.
no, Jenny,
That was
man,
okay.
Jenny, Jenny looked like prime George Mikan.
I
Rasheed
don't know what that
Wallace just
means.
grabbing boards and taking them back.
Oh,
Just,
do you
I
I
saw a
think there
hook
was a
shot.
height
Girl, I
advantage.
swear to God, I saw Jenny do a finger roll over that cage. She was so sick. Jenny, she like missed and she grabbed the rebound and was like, "Here, let me lay this shit on her ass." Like sick.
You
That was
know,
sickening.
Aviv, she scrapped, and but
She didn't have a chance. That's
she did not.
crazy. It was just like Jenny
I
was just
mean,
too big for her.
Jenny literally, and especially height wise, like literally, like once Jenny is fully extended, I mean, except for Aviv scaling her like a howler monkey, there's nothing else really to do
Yeah.
except take out her knees, I guess.
Shout out to Avi. I don't know why she waited so long to come back. But I'm like, when I was watching this, I was like, man, I wish we could have seen Aviv like regularly over the last 15 years.
Mm.
Like she just seemed this whole game. Like I don't think she played like a particularly great game her first game. I think
Hmm.
she had like a hell of a partner in Darrell, who was already a 3-time champ at that time. And she had like she was very good like physically, but I don't think she ever has been played like a good strategic or social game. Well, she's only played one game. But I think if we would have seen her for the last like 15 years, like honing those skills,
Yeah.
building those relationships, like across multiple eras, I think she could have done much more damage in this game. Like I just think
She made
she
it quite
like the
far.
version of the challenge that she played versus the version that they're playing now is just it's night
Yeah.
and day. Like it's so much more demanding, like physically and mentally.
She
The
has a
game.
real, I'm assuming she has a real job like a few other people do.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
well, she has her reasons for not being here. Probably one to finish her education, start a
Mhm.
family, start her career. But like, I wish she would have just been able to find like a few months, like every few years, to just like show
Come and
up
do
and like,
this.
yeah,
Yeah.
just come and do this because I think she would have done really like much better.
Oh,
Um,
Aviv.
if she was like totally prepared for everything.
Yeah.
She should have came back on All Stars. Like if Aviv would have came back on an All Star season
Hmm.
against them 40-year-olds, like she could have ran the table.
I
Um
love that.
um so Jenny wins easily,
Hmm.
like I said. Uh Prime Roy Hibbert.
I don't know what these references are, but you are
they're,
having a
they're
giggle.
NBA players.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, again, except for
Prime
scaling her
Ben
like a
Prime
howler
Ben Wallace
monkey,
just
I don't know what Aviv was supposed to do.
she looked like the round mound of rebound, Charles Barkley.
A crazy sentence for me to hear with no context. Yes.
um yeah, like there was one point Jenny got it. I swear she finger rolled the 10-pound ball. Also, she was
What did
throwing
she do?
that ball easy. I'm like, dang, how high is that fence?
Again, poor Aviv. Poor Aviv. But that was it.
Anywho,
Yes.
um Jenny
I don't think
wins.
Aviv ever gets it over.
Aviv never gets the ball. Like one
Mm.
time, Jenny beats her to the ball or snatches it from her grips every single time.
Oh my gosh, crazy. Jenny wins, which means Jenny gets to label the targets, but Kyland is safe because right? Yeah,
Yeah,
Kyland is safe because he won. She's not going to pick bananas, and so the only people left are Derek, Jordan, and
Cory.
Cory. Yeah. And so she picks them because they're the only people left. And the
Yup.
bananas is going to have the penalty, I think, for next time.
Yes, the
The
disadvantage.
disadvantage. Thank you. The disadvantage is the right word. But other than that, I mean, that was pretty much the end. We didn't do another karma recap, so we don't know how Aviv reacted to the karma thing.
Correct. Any final
Mhm.
thoughts?
No, I'm excited to see what the car thing is next week, though. That's one of the car thing, and then the thing we did last week with the hitting of the targets were the two challenge dailies that I was most excited to see at the apex. No, at the start of the season.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have anything else. Good episode. I thought I didn't really like the elimination round, but I thought it was interesting to watch. I'm happy for Jenny. We'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
I'm returning.
Hopefully we got a double elimination coming up. That'd be great. But
That would
it
be
wasn't in a preview,
fantastic.
so probably not. Did you have an MVP that you wanted to?
MVP.
We're here. We're over here.
That's literally so hard for me. Oh, MVP the Bats. The Bats they had a fantastic comedic timing. Um I'm sorry, the Bats are so funny. Um and then for my honorable mention, ooh. You know what? Honorable mention Tori. I feel like I feel like sometimes it's really hard to go first on a challenge, and she goes first and she does really well.
Okay.
Mhm.
Correct.
Mhm.
All right. Well, that's all. Thank you guys for watching. This is the reality roundup. Please tune in if you like what you saw today. Check the description for our playlist on the challenge with all the other episodes. Check our channel to see our reaction and our recap of Love Is Blind. We'll have more coming soon. And
Oh
as
my
always,
God,
don't
yeah.
forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.